What's up, everybody? Once again, it is I, James, coming to you from the Nerdy Mewzings Podcast studio. I am joined today. We are making it a trilogy, just like a great movie series, like my favorite movie series, Star Wars, started as a trilogy. Mr. Chris from Raremarq is here with me today.
How's
How
it
you
going,
doing,
James?
buddy?
I'm good, man. On the topic of trilogies, I feel like my favorite trilogy all time, probably Toy Story.
Oh, I like it.
I feel like I mean, now they have all the other ones, which
Yeah.
kind of like ruin that legacy, but
Kind of
that's one
like
of the
they're
few.
doing with Star Wars a little bit
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the few where it just gets better and better, I feel like.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. They even messed up the Lord of the Rings trilogy because that would be my other one that I would.
Yeah.
Those first three, and then they got to make more. And then it seems like they start hitting that point of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
And
I feel like for me, Lord of the Rings and Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire ones, are the trilogies where the second one is my favorite. Like
yeah.
it goes good, or it goes better, best, good, for me in
Yeah.
that order for one, two, three for Lord of the Rings and
I
Spider-Man.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah. The second one I think is most people's favorite.
yeah,
And I think for a lot of people, like Empire Strikes Back is
yeah.
their
hmm
favorite for Star Wars
That's
too.
true.
So that's
Yeah,
interesting.
better, best, good.
Why do
Is
you think that is? Do you think they kind of just hit their rhythm on the second one? Like they know what to expect going into the second movie? Or like
because
with Lord of the Rings, they filmed those like all at the same
yeah,
time pretty much. So maybe they were just like hitting their stride on the second one.
it
And then they were
it
tired by the by the
yeah,
Return of the King. They were tired.
yeah. Well, because like more often than not, right? It's the trilogy where the second one is the worst one because it's just a connective bridge to the finale. I felt like my criticism of Return of the King for Lord of the Rings is just like it got a little long in the tooth.
It did, yeah.
And then for Star Wars, the original trilogy, my criticism is like the third one just needed, I felt like, some different editing. There's a
Yeah.
lot of like now revealed behind the scenes things of what happened there. Whereas, yeah. And then Spider-Man, it was also the studio.
True.
Studio got weird, right? They were like, Raimi wanted just Sandman, right? And
Yes, yes.
they were like, let's shoehorn Venom in there and don't forget Harry. And it just got tough. So I
Tried to
guess,
pack too much in.
yeah. So I don't know. But for whatever reason, those are
Yeah.
those three are a good trilogy of better, best, good. Yeah.
Well, something I wanted to touch on here right in the beginning is right when your second episode came out,
hmm
that was when the news about the rebranding
Yeah. Yeah.
had dropped. So I remember I reached out to you. I'm like, "Do you want me to change the logo I used in the thumbnail? Like, what are we doing here?"
Yeah.
So um, cover that a little bit for the
Yeah.
listeners. So just give everybody a little Cliff Notes version of who you are in the site, that you originally
Yeah.
created, and then where we're at today. Like I
Yeah.
know we have a lot even more to talk about than the rebranding today.
Yeah. It's funny. I feel like Nerdy Musings is such a part of the history of the business
That's
because it was
cool. I'm
you were
honored.
one of the yeah, you were like, hey, let's chat, and it felt awesome to have a platform or just someone to care to talk to you about
Right,
this stuff, right?
right.
But yes, at the time, Nerdy Musings and Nerdcrawler were the two nerdy buddies.
We were nerdy buddies for sure
Yeah,
right out the gate.
yeah, Nerdcrawler at the time, 2004, early 2000, yeah, 2004. We were helping Frank Cho and a couple other artists. I think at the time, maybe we had gotten Artgerm on board as an auction marketplace, right, to help people, help creators auction off sketch
Now,
covers and things like
did you
that.
mean 2024? You said
Yeah, 2024. Sorry,
2004.
sorry, yeah, yeah,
You're
2024.
taking
Not
us
too,
way back.
yeah, not 20 years ago. Yeah, 2024. Yeah. And then we were building Nerdcrawler at the time, and the Nerdcrawler name came from the original thing I had built, which was a web crawler that would check, Capullo grab bags or Scotty Young's site
Gonna
to,
need to DM you and get a
yeah,
hold of that for those
yeah,
Capullo grab bags. I see he's
oh yeah,
doing it again. And it's like
yeah,
every
it's tough.
Monday we all try, but we we don't know.
that that was really the product. So I do have two of those, and so that was the start. We realized that the marketplace though was what people wanted. They wanted a better way to just bid and win and buy pieces that
Yeah.
they love from creators that they love. And then in May of 2025, we rebranded because the crawling part of the business wasn't that big anymore. And people were also confused of like, what is this exactly? And so, yeah, we rebranded to Raremarq with a Q, very much rooted in the idea of like, it's rare, wonderful things. It's a marketplace. And then Remark is actually in the name, which
I,
is one of the first things that
I
we
was going
actually
to
sold.
bring that up because that was the kind of the most obvious play on words to me
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that was special for us. And then since then, yeah, we've continued to bring on and help more creators and art reps and collectors who are looking for a place to sell. A couple that just listed, Warren Lowe. So DC Comics and variant artist of so many great books. His auction actually ended, I think, yesterday.
Oh, awesome.
Um, and then also just a couple of the other ones that I'm really proud of over the past year. Our friends over at Japan Comic Art Expo, his name is Yoshi. He has been able to bring just a bunch of amazing Japanese artists who are otherwise, only in Japan, onto the platform. So Homare is one in particular that I've just really enjoyed. And yeah, it's just
Oh,
continuing to
that's so cool.
help the world, right? Get access to
Yeah.
these amazing creators.
And you hit another milestone with
Yeah.
the amount of income
Yeah.
that you were able to, the total amount of income that was generated for the artists that
Yeah.
use Raremarq.
Yeah.
Let everybody know what that number was.
Yeah, we've now helped creators earn over $2 million
Wow.
in less than 2 years. But yeah, it's been really great. It's amazing to be a vital part now. I
Yeah.
think of a bunch of sellers' lives, whether they're reps or comic book creators or artists or collectors. It's they view our platform as a place now to list items and get in touch with super fans and earn more to support their families.
Now I know that the people, a couple of the artists you have on there that stand out in the top of my mind are Frank Cho.
Yeah.
He's one of the biggest proponents for your site, and Ryan Otley's on there quite a bit too. Although I just had Felix Liu on, and he was telling me Ryan's holding on to pretty much all his Battle Beast art. So
Oh yeah.
my heart sank a little bit. I'm like, oh man, he's
Yeah,
keeping it all.
Ryan was one of our, like, he had given a sketch cover to Steve Morger for an auction for Hawaii. And yeah, he has a profile on the site. But yeah, I largely, if you're looking for pieces from Ryan, I think conventions are the best option. Or then, yeah, through Felix, who's great and
Yeah.
has a lot of awesome stuff from him.
Yeah,
But
Felix, you said, it's like I repped him for 10 years. I'm no longer repping
oh,
because he's keeping all his art. So I'm like, oh man.
yeah,
But obviously, with the success of Invincible, like I think just off of royalties alone,
yeah,
from even the trades and everything else and the omnibuses for
yeah.
Invincible, he's probably set. But then you add in the animated series, and
Yeah.
his life is just taking a huge leap
I,
into superstardom level.
Absolutely. And I think it's also a testament to the person. Like, in my interactions with Ryan, he's always just been an awesome human being. And I
Always,
think I think
100%.
that comes through in like how he treats fans or how he engages with them or how he joins these communities and things like that. Like his line at every con is just like around the block. And
It is.
I've always seen him just give so much love to the fans who come through. And that it's like you give to the fans and the fans give back, right? And like that's I
Yeah.
think Ryan's a huge testament to that. Yeah.
Well, and this is a common thread, I think, throughout all your visits here has kind of been like giving back and helping people. And, I don't think it's a coincidence that good things are happening for you and for your site as a result of that. So when you are, do you approach artists about coming on the site, or have you found like kind of word is getting around in the community and people are reaching out to you more?
In the beginning, it was the former. Like in the
Okay.
early days when we were on here, it was definitely the former, going to cons and stuff. Now it's more of the latter. I think
Yeah.
now that we've gotten to this point, 9,000 Instagram followers, we're getting close to 1 million page views per month on the platform. I think a lot of the folks are aware of us, and so they're following us back or talking with us and learning more about the product. And I'd say the best thing is just people have great experiences, right? Like
Yeah.
Warren had a really great experience, and he largely heard from us because his partner Miki, right? Miki Okazaki is done
Okay.
well on the platform. And our belief is like, if we can help these creators or these art reps or these sellers do well and find their super fans, then chances are they'll tell their friends or their friends will see it. And that becomes the
Yeah.
way that we grow.
Now, for Nerdy Musings, a large part of our audience now are creators.
Yeah.
A lot of
Nice.
professional artists tune in, and kind of very similar now. Like artists are reaching out to me, asking
Yeah.
if I'd like to have them on, and asking if I would help them promote their project and
Mm-hmm.
all of that, which is really cool. As a result of that, that means we have the opportunity to let any artists that are listening know the benefits of getting a profile on Raremarq and being able to work with you guys. So why don't you speak to them a little bit and say, hey, if you are a aspiring creator out there or a professional creator that's looking to get the most out of being able to make sales on your original art, here's why you should reach
Yeah.
out to me.
Yeah, for sure. So on the Raremarq side of things, right, this marketplace, again, just about 1 million page views per month, super fans all over the world. And if you make an account to start selling, you're next to your amazing peers, right? Frank Cho, Artgerm, Jason over at Essential Sequential has pieces from David Finch or Arthur Adams on the platform. And yeah, we just built it as a way to help these creators earn more. Our seller fee starts at 6%, versus platforms like the I won't name names, but the big
Yeah,
ones are anywhere
the
from
one
like
that starts
yeah,
with E. Yeah,
uh,
because I was going to ask
yeah,
you, I'll come out and say it. I was kind of going to ask you, like, it's not like, because I know why, but it's like, well, artists could just go and try to put their original art on eBay or another place. Like, what are some of the things that makes Raremark stand apart in regard to the selling process that makes it more beneficial and to where they can get more of the money back that they
yeah.
bring in?
Yeah, I'd say the benefits are like three things, right? So on the fee side of things, right, it's our fee starts at 6% versus 10 to 20% from the other guys. Um, our escrow system keeps both parties safe. So once a buyer wins an auction, we automatically charge their payment and then we hold the funds in our escrow account. And what that means is the seller then knows that the money is secured. The seller can ship that to the buyer, and then when the buyer receives the piece and either 24 hours has expired from the delivery or they've confirmed that it looks good, we release the funds to the seller. And that way, both parties are protected. And we can talk through stories of like in the past year since I've been on here, like some
Yeah.
funny ones there. But escrow matters, right? Especially when you're
Well,
moving expensive items. Yeah.
yeah, and I think last time we talked, you were really like getting that side of things dialed in because
Yeah.
you had a couple of things happen,
Yeah.
and you're like, we need to come up with a solution for this and ensure that
Yeah.
everybody is sale is as safe as it can possibly be. I'm assuming the escrow process also protects the buyer as well in many ways, like maybe the item doesn't arrive or something
Correct.
like that. So what are some of the things that you experience,
Yeah.
the horror stories that kind of have led to, that made you aware that the escrow part was going to be a very important piece of the puzzle?
Yeah. Um, we knew early on that when we were building it, we wanted a way to protect buyers and sellers because you hear horror stories on like Facebook groups or art groups and things like that.
Yeah.
And then in the kind of 2 years ish that we've been building the business, we've I'd say like 1% or less of orders have had an issue.
Okay.
And the issues are, anywhere from, hey, the seller forgot to include some of these prelim, and then that's easily resolved. But sometimes the issues are like, USPS, right, or FedEx, like they either don't deliver it properly or they lose it or things like that. And in those instances, like nobody is actually at fault.
Yeah.
Um, but oftentimes there's a fear on the buyer's side of like, well, what recourse do I have? Like, if they take the money and run, and then now I have to deal with a claim with USPS or FedEx, like, what do I do? And so, what's wonderful about the escrow process is we hold the funds for the buyer, and then if an issue like that happens, we're able to then say, hey, the order is now held, and both parties can now work together to find mediation. What's happened is usually the seller files a claim, with USPS or whatever logistics company
Yeah.
is able to give them the money back. The buyer gets their money back, and everyone is ultimately, resolved and happy. But, in a world without escrow, there's like less accountability, right? And so what escrow creates is accountability. Like you want to believe that everybody is good, but at times, right, you need accountability.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very important to have that level of accountability and to make sure, people are provided those reassurances so buyers and the artists, the sellers alike feel confident in using the platform, right?
Right. Exactly.
That little extra layer of protection, should we say. So now we've gotten everybody up to speed on kind of how the site came to be, what it is in its current form. And now there are more innovations and things in the works. So what
Always
is
busy.
the latest that you can share with me? Because I feel like you said the nerdy platform, the Nerdy Mewzings grew together.
Yeah.
What is the latest iteration, the exciting news
Yeah.
that we can kind of share with everybody on this episode?
Yeah. So we're really excited to say that auction technology that has helped these comic book creators and reps in particular, we want to make it available for everyone, wherever people sell. And that was really the insight is, hey, we've helped some sellers earn as much as 10 times more with our auction technology. What if we just gave it to everybody? And so now we have two new things. So we have a
Wow.
Shopify app now called Auction Now. And if you go to the Shopify app store, if you're a Shopify seller, and you look up Auction Now, you can actually run auctions directly on your Shopify shop,
Oh, that's amazing.
backed
So
by
like,
our technology. Yeah.
So, for example, I use Squarespace for the Nerdy Mewzings website, and they have Shopify integration. So, essentially, I could probably set something up through my site where I
You
use the
may be able to.
Shopify thing.
You'd have to use the Shopify side of it,
Okay.
directly like a Shopify store.
Yeah.
But with that app, we've been able to help folks like Scott's Collectibles or Chrissy Zulo or Scotty Young
Nice.
and many others use our auction technology because for them, they were like, hey, we love what you're doing with Raremarq, but we run our store on Shopify. Could you bring that tech over here? And so we did that. And then the other thing that we also realized was there are some folks that said, hey, we want to be able to auto charge a bidder after they win. And that was something that we couldn't do on Shopify. And so if you want the most robust version of this, we actually now have a website called AuctionNow.ai. And that actually allows you to launch an online store and run your own real-time auctions with also a way to sell buy it now products for starting at $0 a month.
Oh,
And so
wow.
now you can just go crazy and auction whatever you want.
That's amazing. Probably scaring everybody, all the artists with the .ai part, though, huh?
Yeah.
That is the hot button phrasing there. Like, dispel any connection with. I mean, there's no. I'm assuming because I know you that you're not allowing AI artwork to be sold on your platform, right?
So with AuctionNow.ai, the reason there's the .ai domain is we couldn't get the .com.
Gotcha.
And the other thing is that we do use like a little like AI assistant helper for writing your auction descriptions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So it's like a little like widget that just says like, hey, if Nerdy Mewzings was going to do like a podcast spot, rather than having you write all the details, there is a little button that's like, hey, help me flesh this out, right? In that kind of way.
I'm totally for that side of AI, like as a tool that it helps me
Correct.
with certain things like that. Where I stand firm on it is the same place you and all our artist buddies is like
Correct.
somebody putting in prompts and calling themselves an artist and then selling those pieces that are 100% based on other people's work that was input into the system, right?
Right, exactly. And so, where we really want this product, though, to be is just a way for you to launch an online store, right?
Nice.
With our auction integration part of it, right? And so maybe that's a better way of thinking about it, is like the .ai part at the end is more like auction integration, right? But nonetheless, we can't not associate it with
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
It's like the buzzword too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That brings up an interesting thing I wanted to ask you. What's the vetting process like when an artist does reach out to you, wanting to set up a profile and start selling? Are you going in and kind of ensuring that you're not just kind of letting everybody in, like you're kind of looking, like if you had an artist reach out and then you went on their Instagram and you're like 5 minutes in, you're like, this is all AI generated. Sure. I'm not, you know, like what's that process like for you? Are you going a lot on word of mouth and people vouching for people? And then is there that personal side of it of you going in and kind of having a redundancy where you're checking to and ensuring to the highest degree that you're ending up with somebody legit, right?
Yeah. On the Raremarq side, we vet every seller that's going to list auctions because the platform's history is around verified quality seller or artists and creators. And so that is a function of us going in and actually reviewing every single submission. On the AuctionNow.ai side of things, though, that is actually more about building a storefront. So in the same way that like Squarespace lets anybody build a website or Shopify build a website, we really wanted to say, we want to allow somebody to use this technology to sell their own books, or even if they're a small rising creator that doesn't have published work yet, so there might not be a fit for the Raremarq community.
Yeah.
We felt that it would be a shame to just like lock up this technology that's helping people forever. And so that's really where the AuctionNow.ai part of the business is coming from, is how do we just get this in the hands of more people? Now, AuctionNow.ai though is not a marketplace. It's not, there's no claims about us like verifying these people. It's more like how Squarespace lets you build a website.
Gotcha.
Right? And we have planned to have things like custom domains coming soon. So I like to think of them almost as like two separate entities, where Raremarq is that original marketplace that we started with, where we vet and approve sellers in this community marketplace. Whereas with AuctionNow.ai, anyone could now use our use the auction part and run their own online e-commerce business.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Thinking of them as, they are two very distinct, separate things in the way that you've described them. Did you ever see getting to this point? No. It's funny because it's like you said, it's only been like a couple of years essentially. And it's evolved so much just to this point that we're at. Yeah. And, knowing you, I feel like I've come to know you a little bit over this time now that we've shared. I have a feeling there's other plans and wheels in motion and ideas and things bouncing around in your head like 24/7, huh?
Yeah, at borderline like ADHD, right? Like you can't stop the brain from turning. But, you know, I like to think that it's rooted in just the idea of like, how do we just help more people? Like really that's where it's always come from, is I couldn't write comics well enough. You know, I couldn't draw them well enough. But I always liked the idea of like,
I'm going to be pushing you a little bit on that writing part.
Yeah, sure.
Man.
Yeah. But like, how do you just like give back? Yeah. Right. And so when we started, it was like, let's give back to the comic book creators. And then quickly it was like, hey, reps wanted to use the technology too. So we got to work closely with like the Jason Schachner's of the world at Essential, and you know, the comic sketch art team and all that kind of stuff. And then as we just kept going, it was like, well, there were retailers, right? Like some of our biggest Shopify customers are actually comic book shops in Canada or around the United States that wanted that auction technology, but Raremarq wasn't the right place. But it felt, again, a shame to just lock up this technology and not give it to people. So let's do the opposite. Let's give something good to people, let them build their businesses better, and then we all grow together and make something really cool.
Definitely. I think it's funny because I feel the same way. Like, I intended to be a professional comic book artist. That was like my dream as a kid. And then my life branched, but somehow I found my way to being a piece of this community and positively contributing to it. And it sounds like very similarly with you, like you're like, well, I didn't get to be a writer or artist, but now this is my way of giving back. And and supporting the creators you love, right?
Yeah.
Like supporting that creativity and seeing them get their worth. Like very similarly to Felix, like he was a fan, he was collecting art, and then, you know, ended up repping because he wanted to help. And a big part of his process is making sure that they're good people. He said, like, he doesn't just want to, he doesn't care if they're famous or they have potential to be famous. He wants to support people who he loves their work, and they have to be good people on top of it.
Yeah. 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 I think that story of like a group of individuals who all loved something, built separate careers, but then came back to the thing that they loved to find a way to give back to it. I think it's so common, right? Or like it's the common thread for a lot of us because it doesn't turn into painful work.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like, oh, I get to DM Warren today. Like being able to, so Warren's very top of mind because the auction just ended, but like to be a fan of their work for so long, to then meet them in person and shake their hand, and then to go the step further though, and it's like, hey, I think we can do something really cool together. And then he's like, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is great. You know,
it's really surreal, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. It's like turning these people into like, you know, friends and hopefully, you know, lifelong friends where surrounded by the love of the same craft. Right.
Yeah. I just, you know, I've been experiencing that with, my buddy Todd Beats. I had Todd Beats I met Todd Beats down at the Rose City Comic-Con, and we just like hit it off, and I invited him on the podcast. He comes on the podcast. We have an amazing conversation. And then we actually have already recorded another podcast.
Nice.
And he's our guest on our live stream tonight.
Nice.
And he came out and watched me compete in my arm wrestling tournament down south because it wasn't far from where he lived. And then it's like just developing these friendships through a mutual love of art and comics.
Yeah. And I don't know, like it might be a little waxing too poetic, but it's like, you know, you get older, it's harder to make friends, right? And when you go back to like, well, how did you make friends on the playground back in the day? It was like, hey, you like Wolverine? I like Wolverine too, right? It's kind of like as an adult, we're more or less doing the same thing.
Yeah. The love of comics is a huge thing that connects us, and especially when I go to cons, there's like this shared camaraderie, like right out the gate.
Yep.
Like you're there with your people. It feels like you could be from completely different walks of life, completely different views on things, whatever, different tastes in what type of content you consume, what comics you like. But there's just this shared like respect and camaraderie, and almost like, I know for me at cons, it's like you'll just spark up conversations like standing in line waiting or something. Like, it's such a unique and special thing to find.
It, you know, I've worked in tech for almost 15 years now, and I go to a lot of conventions and they would like suck life away.
Yeah.
But like to build this business, and now my work conventions are like MegaCon or San Diego Comic-Con.
Tech conventions are a whole different ball game.
Yeah. Whereas like this is like, it gives life, it gives energy. And I'm even reminded like two really great guys where if you look up on our Instagram on Raremarq, you actually see our testimonial videos with them. I remember meeting them in line for Artgerm. Like at the time I was building Nerdcrawler, I had only Frank on the platform. I had like my little cards. I was giving them out to people online. I gave one to Madeline and Stanley. And now, you know, all those, like, you know, fast forward to San Diego this year, we recorded a customer testimonial, and they were like, your platform is great. You took our feedback of adding CGC. You helped us win pieces from Artgerm and a bunch of others. And we love what you've done. And it's like, to your point, it's like, like building friendships and like, at cons and all that. So it's just really nice.
Well, and it happens organically too. It's not like it's forced, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, it just happens organically, and it's so cool. So last time you were on, I think I came to the realization that you were at a con I was at, and I didn't even realize.
Was it Emerald City?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And somehow, like, dude, Like,
Yeah.
how did I not know? But as far as getting out there in the community, what kind of plans do you have for that coming up? Are you going to be hitting quite a few of the bigger cons?
It's a great question. Right now, we like to go back to MegaCon. It's where we like really started, and it's such a great show. If
Is that
I would
in
like
Florida?
Florida, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, hotels are cheap. It's across the street. If you have a family, you can go to like Disneyland or Universal after. Like, it's one of my favorite shows now. So we'll probably go there, and then we haven't thought much more beyond that.
I'm going to recommend one for you
Yeah.
because it's later in the year. Consider Rose City Comic
Yeah.
Con.
Yeah. I've heard good things.
I actually like Rose City better than Emerald City now.
Okay.
I feel Rose City is more, I don't know, I feel like there's a bit more focus on the creators
Okay. Yeah.
in the vendors, like a comic. Actually, you can go to a con and buy comic books, and there's lots of good vendors and everything with comics.
I've heard the same things about Heroes and Baltimore.
I have too. Yeah, I heard the same thing about that one as well.
Yeah. I wanted to go to those this year, but then I think like, kids got sick or
I just got to bring you as close to me as possible again, since I missed that opportunity to hang out with you last time.
Yeah.
You were like
next time I'll let you know.
you were like right in my neck of the woods, and with Rose City, you'll be about 2.5 hours away, which isn't bad. Like, we go there every year anyway. I mean, got to just bring you out here, man.
Well, and I have some family in Seattle, and so I really like that show, one, because I get to see them, but I liked it. I actually really enjoyed the area.
Yeah,
Like,
it's nice.
Great food and all that kind of stuff and things to do. So but we're thinking through the plan, and once it starts coming together, I'll definitely let you know. Maybe we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
That'd be great, man. Yeah,
Make it a
for sure.
four-peat.
Now, when you go to cons, kind of what is your, obviously you want to just enjoy it and be part of that con atmosphere, but from a business perspective, or I don't even say business, but from a perspective of the brand, kind of what's your goal with that? Like, are you just wanting to spread the word and interact with the community? I know, like, at Emerald City, were you next? You did like a live stream and everything.
We tested those,
Yeah. What are you looking to do with that in the future?
So on the live stream front, we've really like pulled back on those. We felt that, the eBay lives and the whatnots have built great products. And it's like, hey, you take that. Enjoy that. People really want it. What we've found is like, how do we just get this amazing, like, lean back auction style format that we've built into the hands of as many creators and sellers as possible? And so in the a year ago, it was really just like talking to comic book creators and reps and seeing if there was a fit to bring them on if they want to try it. I'd say going into this year now, it's talking more about Auction Now as a way to either on your Shopify shop, you can install it and start auctioning in seconds, or AuctionNow.ai and using that as a way to just like build your own online store as fast as possible, right?
Yeah.
We think there's a really big opportunity to just help people build these like online storefronts. And now we can start talking to, Funko Pop dealers or comic book merchants or anyone like that. And we just know the technology works.
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be utilized for just artwork.
No, now
People
we're
could
like, hey,
sell comics, they could sell
sweaters,
Funkos, sweaters, whatever.
Right. It's rooted in the technology we had built for comic book creators. But again, it goes back to like that North Star of like, why lock it up? Like, and I also don't think that it's a like, if we give this auction technology to a comic book like vendor at a con, that doesn't mean that Raremarq has any less than, right? It's like, well, Raremarq has done really well, and it's a great place for a comic book sketch covers and things like that. We just wanted to find a way to get into more people's hands.
Now, as a result of being involved with this, this comes up every time, but you get to be around a lot of artists and probably encounter a lot of awesome original art and things. How hard is it not to accumulate a bunch of stuff to your own collection?
Incredibly.
Because I know for me, it would be very hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you do it, because I would be I would be very tempted, especially with Frank. I mean,
Yeah.
he's definitely in my top 10 of all time, and it's like having access to his stuff is got to be very straining to the pocketbook.
Yeah, it's certainly not easy. I'd say like I think now, like one, it's just like it's so expensive too.
Yeah.
Like there are these. I'm happy that we can see these pieces that come through. I'm happy that they can be loved by people in their homes, and I can just be like, wow, it's kind of cool to just watch like the high score just goes through the roof.
Yeah.
I will say like I'd say like I'm more like at the con, like I'll still like try to get like a more affordable sketch or
Yes.
something like that. And I've won a couple pieces actually from some of our more emerging creators to just I was a fan of their work. But no, it's a challenge every day.
Have you accumulated some new stuff? I know you got the most of the same stuff framed in the back there, but
Yeah.
have you picked up a few things recently?
Um, let's see. The one, so this one actually right next to me, it's not like an original, but
Yeah.
I like Miki
Oh, that's
Okazaki.
beautiful.
She's collected her sketchbook of
I
work
love
that
those
she's done on
sketchbooks,
Raremarq.
man. I have so
Yeah,
many
and
on
just
this. There's like 3 cubes on this shelf over
yeah,
here. That's all like ton of Ryan Benjamin sketchbooks, J.
yeah,
Scott Campbell, like you
yeah,
name it.
yeah. And so she gathered all of her work and put it in a sketchbook, and so she mailed that over to me, and that was really kind. And so yeah, I also was able to get a copy of Gabriel Del like thick hardback sketchbook because like it
Beautiful.
had Spider-Man on the front, and I think
Yeah.
it's signed by
I
him.
saw that one. That was amazing.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, nothing super new.
Now, are
Just
you an artist edition collecting guy? Do you get into that? Because that's hard. Like
yeah,
this shelf is ready to collapse because I think at last count there was like 12 of those.
yeah,
There's like 12 of those, including the you can't see it, but
yeah.
up at the bottom of the stack that's up here is the Frank Cho Wolverine
Nice.
artist edition.
I would love to. It's a problem with space.
I
You
was
know,
gonna warn you, if you
my
go
wife.
down that rabbit hole,
Yeah, yeah. My wife
space
has
is
said
a
like
commodity.
it's got to stay in the office. And now my office is shared by my son's, Spidey and his amazing friends web quarter stuff. So
Oh, there you go.
less and less space. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, you get so much access to seeing stuff come
yeah,
through the site and also getting to see stuff in person when you go to the
yeah,
cons. So it does kind of have to fulfill some of that
yeah,
want
yeah,
to make it a little easier for you to not be like me and grab every artist
yeah.
edition you see come
Gobble
out
it up. Yeah,
and back every Kickstarter artist
yeah,
edition I see.
yeah.
It's becoming a problem. We're gonna have to. Maybe I just need to get one of those pod things and put it out on the lawn. Just
There you
fill it
go.
with.
Yeah. Just get a little, little
I
heat
gotta
shed
get
in the back.
security. I
Yeah,
gotta get security. I gotta
yeah,
have like a turret, some kind of automated
yeah,
turret set up.
yeah. There you go. But no, those books are great, and I think Scott Dumbier, right? He's the one that largely
Yeah,
collects them, and I love the idea of like how do you just I think it's the same goal, right? Give access to some of these amazing things, and what he's done so well, or the team's done so well, is let's give you this 11 by 17 version,
yeah.
right? So you can
And
really see it.
I think he, if I'm thinking of the right person, like he's heavily involved with assembling them and
Yeah,
taking the photographs of the
yeah,
art and just trying to provide the best quality possible on the end product. So I
absolutely.
know like people always balk at the price on them, but it's like, guys, like the quality is there.
Yeah,
And for the mass majority of us, it's the closest we're going to
yeah,
get to having one of those pieces,
yeah.
right?
I've been able to meet some of the like bigger collectors over
Yeah.
the past year or two and hear about their collections. And yeah, to your point, you're likely never gonna see some of
No.
these amazing pieces.
Us
So
mere
enjoy the
mortals
collection.
are not
Yeah,
going to.
yeah. But yeah, if that's like that you can still enjoy it, right? Like I would like to say, like I think in almost every single one of these pieces in Miki's sketchbook, like these,
Yeah.
right? They've all probably sold for like 4 figures on
Yep.
Raremark.
Easily.
But to be able to just have it in a book that you can enjoy in your hand for significantly less,
Yeah.
like there's something beautiful about that too.
Now, do you still consume comics? And I use the word
Yeah.
consume because collect, I feel like, given the space parameters that we were talking about,
Yeah.
accumulating a mass amount of single issues every week or
Yeah.
getting trade paperbacks is probably hard. So what comics do you
Hmm.
regularly consume? Are you one of those people that likes to wait until a trade comes out and then do the comic book equivalent of binging a Netflix series? Is that
I
kind of your
I
play,
would
or are you
yeah.
go to the shop every week kind of guy?
I'd say now, before I was like I'd go every week and have a pull list, and now I am the like let's wait for a trade.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
I think
a buy it on Comixology guy
yeah.
and keep it stored in this little space on my iPad
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
because my actual collection is so huge.
Yeah.
But I have started delving back into going to the shop for
Yeah.
very specific things and
Yeah.
supporting. We got a new local shop,
Oh, nice.
and whenever a local shop tries to, get on their feet and
Yeah.
be successful, I always like trying to support them. So
Yeah. Yeah. My son is getting really into Legos and Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man.
nice.
And so like I've been enjoying like tipping his toe into the comic shops, which has been great. But yeah, most recently I'd say book that I've read end to end, Berserk. I'm very
Oh yeah.
behind. But I think Ryan Otley actually was the one that was like, you got to read that book, man.
Nice.
Like I told me like a year ago, and so I just bought them all on Amazon.
Are
And
you
read them.
talking about the anime or the manga
Yeah,
Berserk?
correct,
Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
not the Keanu Reeves
No,
Berserker.
no, yeah,
Yeah,
the legendary manga.
legendary. Yeah, I picked up some of those too because I
Yeah,
remember Rob Liefeld was
yeah,
talking about grabbing those and
he's
how
incredible.
they were a
Uh,
big inspiration for him back in the 90s, it sounded
yeah,
like.
yeah, and like I think Ryan was the one that like mentioned like the amount of work that he did and the team did on those books, just in the background and the details is amazing to see.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah,
So
yeah,
that's been the big one for you.
yeah, and I finished it. I'm caught up. It's still going.
That's
Um,
daunting because that's
yeah.
there's a
Well, I
lot
want
of back material.
that's the one where like I wish I had the space for those like beautiful thick leather books that I think Image
Yeah.
or Dark Horse publishes. I just don't. So
Yeah.
currently have it digitally, yeah. But I'll
Yeah, they're
probably buy it
really
at some point.
cool.
Yeah,
They're really cool.
yeah,
As we start getting close
yeah,
to the end here, is there anything else that you want to share, or I should say, we always have the opportunity to direct people to the places they need to be keeping an eye out.
yeah,
So, whether that be your website or socials, where they can find the apps and all these different things,
yeah.
now's a great opportunity to make everybody aware, man.
Yeah, that sounds great. So yeah, if you're looking to buy or auction or win auctions for comic art, raremark.com, that's Raremark with a Q. If you are a Shopify seller and you have a shop on Shopify and you want to use our auction technology that powers Raremark, it's just called Auction Now. You can go to the Shopify App Store, look up Auction Now, and use it. It's trusted by folks like Scotty Young, Chrissy Zubo, Comic Sketch Art, and like about 100 other Shopify sellers. And then if you actually don't have an online store yet, but you want to start selling things online and you want our auction technology built right in there, definitely take a look at AuctionNow.ai. It is a way for you to run your own and launch an online store with real-time auctions and buy it now all in one place. The first of its kind platform that allows you to do all of those things in one, and it starts at just $0 a month. So you get up to 4 listings for free. And then if you want unlimited listings, it's just $19 a month, and there's no additional like seller fees or anything like that. We just really want to get in the hands of more people and help more people earn more money. Yeah.
Awesome, Chris. Well, listen, the trilogy is now completed. We just have to make sure when we have you back and we
Yeah.
either do prequels or sequels that we keep the quality up, right? I'm
I
sure
love
you're
it.
going to have some other amazing
Yeah.
announcements next time we have you on. Hopefully, we can coordinate and meet at a con one of these
Yeah.
days, man.
That'd
Meet
be
in
great.
person.
Yeah, we can even do like a live in person. That'd be really fun. When's
Oh, that
Rose
would
City
be
again?
amazing. What's that?
When's Rose City again?
Rose City usually in September.
Oh yeah, let's talk.
I want to
Yeah.
say the next one is September 11th through the 13th, I
Okay.
believe are the dates for the next one.
Yeah. Let's like talk like in like July and see if we can get
Yeah.
something on the calendar. That'd be great.
We'll
Yeah.
have to coordinate, man.
Awesome, man.
Well, listen, buddy, I couldn't be more happy for you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Seeing great things happen to good people or great humans is something that I really enjoy. So, wishing you much more continued success, brother.
Thanks, man. Likewise. Watching the podcast grow has been awesome to see.
Thank
And I
you.
always love coming back, and we'll definitely do chapter 4 soon.
We will for sure. Hang out with me for a moment. Everybody who's listening, I couldn't appreciate you guys more. I'm not sure when you'll be listening to this one, but the holidays are coming up. Wishing everybody happy holidays, happy new year, depending on when you're listening. The podcast does not take breaks. I don't do seasons. I'm just like slamming these things out. I will have episodes running like normal every week, Mondays at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to be the first to back the podcast on Patreon, you can do that. There's all sorts of little cool perks in the works. If you go to patreon.com/Nerdy Mewzings, that's where you can get a membership. I appreciate you all. And in the meantime, everybody, keep it nerdy.